Hello everyone and welcome to today's lesson. In this lesson, we are going to learn how to design our table first and then enter our data. So how do we start table design? In the last lesson, we entered our data first and then we designed our table. We're going to do it the other way in this lesson. Alright, so in order to start, just simply go to the Create tab and click on Table Design, and we have our design window that pops up. So here we can enter our field names and the data type. So let's start. We're just going to start with the same data. Account is the first field and the data type is the number. And then we have our first name. Short text is the format. Last name. And we have our address, and finally our email address. Alright, so we have our fields here. Feel free to stop this video at any time if you need a little bit more time entering the field names and the data types. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to add a primary key. So just click on the first row and click on the insert link. And I'm going to say primary key. And what I want to do is I want access to select the number automatically. And the last step here is simply telling access that this is our primary key. So I'm just going to right click on it and click on primary key. All right, so our database is ready. So we can start entering data. We can also actually make the account number as the primary key if you prefer. So simply right click on the account number and click on primary key. This will work as well as long as your account number is unique for each record and there are no duplicates. As you recall, Access uses primary key to simply work with the database faster and assign a unique record number to each record in your database. So I'm just going to go back and click primary key here on the primary key. And what I want to do next is I want to go to save my table first. I'm going to say table 2. And finally, I want to view what I designed. So in order to do that, simply go to the view here on the top left. And now we have our table. All right, so let's just enter some data to make sure that it works. So for the account, I'm just going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First name is Jane and last name is Smith. Her address is 100 New York Avenue, New York. And the email address is jane.smith@example.com. All right. And so Access assigns the primary key automatically. If I want to see full length for each field, simply double click here on each column and you can see what is populated in each column. All right, so we have our first record. You can enter more records if you would like. We already did that in the last example or last lesson, so I'm not going to repeat that. What I want to do here is I want to test if my data types actually work. So when we designed our table, you remember that for the account number, we specified that it has to be a number. Let's try and change it to something that is not a number to see what happens. So I'm just going to type test. And Microsoft Access produces a little error here. Basically what it's saying is that the data type that I entered is not a number, and therefore I have to change it. I have to enter the proper data type. So I'm just going to go back and enter my account number. And now it all works. It all seems okay. And so the reason Access does it is to make sure that we're aware when we're entering data into our table that we're entering data in the proper format that we designed initially. Finally, I'm going to save this table, and this is it. This is it for today's lesson. I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks very much for watching.